right. Like I said, we're going to move along. Here's our last big news of the night. It's Friday. Nobody really drops news, I guess. This one's big, though. How many people have Nintendo Switch Online? Anybody? I do. We have the family plan. We've been using it for a while now. And what they have on there is these basically emulator types where you can play Super Nintendo games or NES and SNES games on the Switch. And it's great. I love it so much. MG21 says, if it's anything like Battlefield 4 with the tower, it will brick my phone. Yes, it will brick your phone. That is fair. That thing will just start steaming and shut down on that thing. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to handle a scale like that. But it'd be interesting to see. But going back, sorry. On the Nintendo Switch Online, you get the SNES and you get the NES games that you can play. And my wife and I play it all the time. I love Super Mario World so much. It is one of my favorite games of all time. I've played through it twice now, just on the emulator. My wife played it all the way. Like, she played it a lot growing up. She had a lot of fun with it, so we go back and forth. I've now had my daughter playing it with Yoshi, and she loves it. It's a good time. But all that to say, there's been one thing that I've been missing, and that has been the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. Now, that hits me right in the chest because we didn't have an SNES when I was growing up. We had a Sega Genesis, which was my uncle's. Played Sonic on that thing, loved it. But other than that, I think you had a Dreamcast at some point, which was crazy. But we didn't have any of the Nintendo stuff. So when I got the Game Boy Color, that kind of knocked it out of the park because it was the first time in my life that I could carry this thing around and play different games on it. And there's something coming out of Eurogamer. Tom Phillips is the reporter on this, and he's saying that Nintendo is set to add Game Boy and Game Boy Color titles to the Nintendo Switch Online package. So when you get Nintendo Switch Online, you get some of whatever games they put on the simulator. And I am so stoked for this. I hope this is true. He's saying that their sources have confirmed it is true. And I can't wait, to be honest with you. I already have Switch Online, so if they're going to add it in, great, let's add it in. Word is that Nintendo will bulk up its Switch Online back catalog. And this comes from Nate the Hate podcast is what Tom is saying here. And they discuss different possible handheld games that are coming to the Switch. And now Eurogamer has separately corroborated these reports, which is very cool. Those NES and SNES games I was talking about, there's 80 NES games on that emulator and then 50 SNES games. And to be honest, I've played, probably 5 of them. I gave a few of them a try. I played Mario Kart, the classic one. I played Super Mario World, I think Donkey Kong. Those games I've played, but other than that, I haven't really dove in anything else. But that's a ton of games. And so it's funny to say all this is because September 2018 is when they announced Nintendo Switch Online, where you could play online with friends on different games. And think of it as like PlayStation Plus, right? Or Xbox Live. That's what this is. But they just happen to throw in these games. And actually data mined back in January 2019 found that the SNES titles were going to come, and then boom, they came. So the fact that they're finding these Game Boy and Game Boy Color games pretty much confirms it, and now the sources are confirming it. So I don't know. What games do you guys want to see on the Switch? Me personally, you got to bring back the Pokemon games, right? You got to bring back some of them. Maybe some Donkey Kong, maybe. I never really got into Zelda, but maybe there's some Zelda games that were on Game Boy Color. You guys let me know. What do you think? And for those that have Switch and don't have Switch Online, it costs either $4 a month, $20 a year, or $35 a year for a family membership. And I think you get like 5 or 6 people in that family membership. So that's what I've been doing, and then sharing it with my family, which is $35 a year is pretty dang cheap, when you compare it to some of the other online services, specifically PlayStation Plus. For what you get, $35 a year across 5 or 6 people is insanely cheap. So yeah, that's our biggest news of the night, is the Game Boy and Game Boy Color titles. I can't wait to see what they do with this. I was supposed to bring this up while I was talking, but I forgot because I got so hyped about the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. But look at that thing. That is sick right there. I actually had this one, but it was like the purpley one, where it was like clear, but it had that purple shade to it. That's the one I had. I carried that thing everywhere. Yes, I played it in church all the time. I'll never forget it because I turned on freaking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that son of a gun was on loud, and the whole congregation heard it, and my mom was very mad. I'll never forget that. To this day, it has scarred me. So shout out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is a hard game, by the way. But I loved the color so much, and I know a lot of other people did too. So this very much gets me excited. What do you guys think?